Hey, this is Jonathan Pasley, and remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment underneath this video, and share this video with somebody who you think can benefit from it. So I read this article earlier today on my laptop that I'll read the headline for you. Odds were against us. God was not. Firefighters say Bibles survived West Virginia fire. So this looks like it was on March 11th. This post was published on the USA Today. And long story short, there was a huge fire at this West Virginia church on early Sunday morning. And the fire was hot. It was so hot, even the firefighters, they had to back out at one time in fighting this fire. But, and I quote in this article, it says, "Not a single Bible was burned and not a cross was harmed." Isn't that that's amazing, right? And they had pictures of the actual Bibles and the crosses that survived the fire. Everything else got burnt up except those things. And you know, obviously this is unfortunate. The church got burned down, but the pastor said, "In the midst of the fire, God's word will always stand." And you know, I pray that this video is encouraging to you who is watching this. But I look at that and I put it in all of our situations, whether you are battling cancer, whatever your situation, whatever it is that you're going through, that in the midst of the fire, in the midst of your situation, in the midst of your circumstance, that God's word will always stand, that God will be with you. You know, that God's word is true, God's promises are true, that Jeremiah 29:11, that God has a plan for you, God has a purpose, a plan for good, not for harm or disaster, for a future and a hope. You know, God's word is true. Romans 8:28, you know, that all things work together for good for those who love him and who are called according to his purpose. You know, I just see the symbolism in this, and I just, you know, I thought about that and in our situations, despite what we're going through, again, cancer or our cancer journeys, and, you know, where many times it can almost seem like there's no hope, you know, or, you know, everything's against us, and, you know, we've tried and things aren't just working out, or whatever it may be. Hold on to the Lord's promises, hold on to God's word, hold on to Jesus, keep our focus on him. Reminds me of Daniel chapter 3 in the Bible, where, you know, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into the fiery furnace because they didn't, you know, deny the Lord, didn't deny God, and you know, the king at the time threw them into the fire to burn up because they didn't bow down and worship the king, or worship you know, idols. And you know, God was with them. You know, God was with them right in the fire. When they threw them in the fire, even the people that threw the boys into the fire, the people that got close to the fire, they burnt up. They burnt up and died. But the three boys, they were in the fire. The king looked and saw that there was another person. There was a fourth person in that fire, along with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And again, God protected them. So when they came out of the fire, you know, the boys were unharmed. They didn't even smell like smoke, you know. And because of their faith, because, you know, they still believed in God and didn't worship any idols and only worshiped God. You know, not only did God show up, but, you know, the king converted and said, "Hey, you know, the God you believe in is obviously, you know, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Like, hey, everybody needs to worship this God." So even the king got converted. You know, same thing with our situation. You know, whether, again, we're going through cancer, whatever, despite our situation is, despite what we're going through, even though sometimes it can be difficult, keeping our focus on Christ, keeping our focus on God, and even still serving, in the midst of our situation, even still, serving others in the midst of our situation, that and when people know what we're going through and they look and say, man, wow, this person has been diagnosed with cancer, and they still have a smile on their face, they're still, serving others, they're still, whatever it may be, many times that can also just be an amazing testimony, and can convert others too as well, in whatever situation they may be. So again, I pray this was encouraging to you and exactly what you needed to hear, that the Lord is with us in our circumstance. The Lord is with us in our journeys, in the fire. He's with us, and His promises stand true, that the fire does not burn up the promises that He has promised us in His Word, that they still stand firm, even in the midst of the fire. So, again, remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with somebody who you think can benefit. Most importantly, share it with somebody who you think can benefit. That's the only reason I do these videos. And hey, if you are battling cancer, feel free to join our cancer support group, Christians Battling Cancer, where we all support, encourage, and pray for each other through our journeys. It's on Facebook. Just go to www.cbc.support, take you straight there, answer a couple of questions, and we'd love to have you a part of the community. All right, everyone, have a great rest of the day.